Hey, I'm Shelby.
And I'm Courtney.
We're exploring our past
Looking forward to our future,
and living for the present,
all
all
while
while
learning how to
how to
live
live
magically.
magically. Hello.
Hey,
Your pumpkin spice muffin bun is looking very pumpkin spice.
thank you. It's very voluptuous today. It's almost like
It's
a
so good.
horn. I don't know what's happening, but it's
It's
fine.
so good. I'm jealous.
Thank you. It was just really like throw it up and get shit done kind of situation.
Yeah,
So,
but I love that. That's why I regret cutting my hair off. Biggest
yeah,
regret.
but you can get it a pony, right?
I mean, it's up, but like
Yeah, it's great.
I need it a little higher, so
Yeah, I love the height. That's
Like,
like my favorite.
uh,
Um, Before we hopped on, you were telling me I had like some bebe questions, and you were telling me about the most miraculous item I've ever heard of in my life. Can you comment for the fans at home?
yeah, so I said before, but baby is formula fed, and so we have this. I call it. It's actually we named it Brooks's Nespresso machine because we're an Nespresso family, but it's a baby Brezza, like it's basically a baby Nespresso machine, and his formula goes in it, and we just press a button, and it makes him his bottle in literally 3 seconds.
It like has the water, it has the formula, it has the heat action.
Yep, and we can make it like there's three different temperatures. So we can make it like room temperature, body temperature, or above body temperature. So
Oh,
I don't know why you want it above, but
maybe like if you're not going to feed it right away or something.
maybe. Yeah, I have no idea. But
Yeah,
I
I
also
obviously
have a
don't.
little, so that is if you have a formula fed baby, worth the hype, worth that was, I don't know what we would do without that thing. We love it.
Yeah.
But a little tip that I learned from my friends April and Ryan, who just had a baby. Um, they use a Yeti bottle, so like a Yeti bottle,
Like a
and
huge, like an adult bottle.
an adult bottle, but I think it's like a 20-ounce one.
Okay.
And so their baby she is breastfeeding, so she has milk, like pumped milk. And what they'll do is they'll bring a hot bottle of water to wherever they're going.
Like a
And then when it's
Yeti.
time for in the Yeti, and because it stays
Yeah.
hot,
Yep.
and when it's time for baby to eat, they'll take the milk that's like in a cooler in their diaper bag and they'll
Yeah.
stick it into the hot water in the Yeti and like close the Yeti and like let it get warm in there.
Oh, I
So like
love that idea.
yeah, so I was like, wow, that's genius. Now obviously we're in a different situation because we're formula feeding. And so what I do though is we fill up our Yeti with warm, like our warm filtered water that he usually drinks with, and we have a little container for his formula. So when we go out places, we already have the water already warm. We fill a bottle
Yeah.
because the water stays warm in the Yeti. It's like
That is so smart and so like obvious.
it's
Like,
like so obvious, and I
yeah.
so like yeah. So I don't know if this is just like a really stupid thing for people, but hey, I had no idea. I thought it was genius, and my mom thought it was genius. She thought it was so genius that she then went and bought Brooks and Haley, my soon-to-be niece, their own Yetis that have their names engraved in them for Christmas.
Oh,
So now in
but
his
also like
backpack, he has his own Yeti.
but that's so such a smart thing because I feel like so much stuff for babies. What I mean, maybe you're gonna have more, I don't know, but like it gets used one time or a couple of times max if you have like a couple kids, and then it's literally trash. I mean, like
Yeah.
you could give it to somebody or don't sell it, whatever, but like they're not gonna use it again. Like a bottle warmer is such a
Correct.
specific thing that like you gotta either give it to another mom or it's useless at
Yes.
your house. So
Yes.
a Yeti is like pretty
And
clutch.
it's yeah, it works great, and yeah. So I thought that was a genius idea. So any new
Love
moms,
it.
there's my
Pro tip of the day.
and he's already crying. Love this.
No, he's not.
Yes.
Do you need to zip?
No, Kyle's off for he goes to work in an hour, so let's
We'll
get
go as
going.
fast as possible. Okay. How was your week? Give me like the top hits.
Oh my God. Oh my, I have my first viral video on
That is
Instagram.
wild. I know. I'm so proud of you.
1.4 million views.
Yeah.
What
Amazing.
the crap?
Amazing. I mean, it
I
was you did such a good job on it. There are so many elements to it that are winners, right? Like
I
there's a
was
craftiness element, there's a shopping element, there's a
true.
timing of music element, there's a relevance, like Taylor Swift is popular, like
Duh.
the whole thing.
I I was like, I kind of joked because I sent it to you before I posted it because I had made the
Yeah.
reel a couple days beforehand because it was a gift, whatever. But I sent it to you and I was like, this is going to be my first viral reel. And I was
Yeah.
sort of joking, but I was
Yeah.
just like so pumped about the content that I just made. And then it's
Yeah.
actually viral.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, but
my brother, who I love him dearly, and he is like my biggest fan. He's so sweet, and he'll share any single ad reel that I do on Instagram. He always shares it, but this
cool.
is even more so because it's like for his kid, right? And
Right.
he is so pumped about it. He shared it with this like girl on Barstool who
Yeah.
is a big Taylor Swift fan on in the Barstool people, and she
Yeah.
responded and then reshared it on her page.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, and Tyler as well as Kyle, there's been some like nasty comments on the post, and they're like going through and like commenting back to people.
What are the only nasty stuff I saw was like regarding the jersey. People are like offended that you made that like part of her life, which it is part of her life.
Okay,
So I
people are like up in arms over the fact that I added the jersey, which is
yeah,
get over yourself, and it is part of her life. Like you
right,
just like she showed up in the game last week wearing his number, like settle down. And
right,
it was just kind of funny, and we're like a football loving family. It just made sense.
right,
So settle down.
right. It may and also like don't you people shouldn't like you don't know everything about everybody on the internet, okay? So like
Right.
you guys, for example, are huge. Obviously, I mean, your husband professionally works in sports. Like,
Right.
you guys love sports, you whatever. So, like, even I don't know. To me, it's just like
And I
you love
okay.
sports.
The comments are coming from people who don't follow us, who probably still didn't follow me, which don't
Right.
follow me. And so it's just like whatever that everybody has an opinion. A lot of people are also hating on my choice for the lover outfit, which was
Oh,
kind of like a bold choice. However, I just thought it was cute because of the Me music video.
yeah.
I thought it was
It
fun.
actually,
So
to me, it makes you like more of a Swiftie because it's
that's what I
like
said to
not
Ashley.
so obvious.
Yeah, I was like, if you
Yeah.
don't get it that this is Lover, then you're not a Swiftie.
Right. Right.
So, yeah, but first viral video, I just, yeah, it was pretty cool.
It's amazing. And it keeps growing. Like it's not done yet.
No, I posted it a week and a half ago and it's still going.
Yeah.
It like
Congratulations.
it stopped for a little bit at like 800K, and then one more my brother checks it like every morning. We have like a
Oh,
group chat, and he texted us like, you're gonna hit 1 million today.
yeah.
Because it then all of a sudden took off again. I don't know. So cool and so weird how Instagram works.
Yes. Yes. All of the above. And did you post it to your personal page or your business page?
My personal.
And it's like, I mean, that's nuts too, that you have over 1 million views on your personal page. Like,
All well, yeah, but my engagement is always way higher on my personal than it is
right.
Pixie. And I have like 40,000 more followers on Pixie.
Yeah.
And it's actually so aggravating. It
Yeah.
makes me so discouraged to do Pixie on social media. And I need
Yeah.
to suck it up and just start posting more. But it's like,
Well, you have to, it's like a whole, people don't understand. It's a whole different game because that's literally a business account, not because it's your business, but because like in Instagram, you have
it's,
to call it a business account.
yeah,
And so like the rules you play by are different. The way the algorithm works is different. It's not because
it's
you're
so,
serving less good content over there.
I
It's like
know. So it's so
different.
dumb because it doesn't get seen. Where
Yeah.
if I post something on my personal account, it gets like 100 likes within 30 minutes.
Yeah.
At least, like probably quicker. If I
Yeah.
post something on Pixie, I'm lucky to get 100 likes total.
Right.
So
Right.
that means it's not getting seen. And it's just
Right.
so annoying. And if you, I don't know if everybody's account shows this, but it will show you like up at the top of your page, like how many people your account has reached that week.
Yeah.
And my personal account is always thousands of more people than my business
Yeah.
account. It's just
Well, and I
so
know like literally we're best friends and I love everything you do. I mean, I literally wear everything you make and like am obsessed with your business and your life. But I, even me, I find myself almost on the daily having to type in Pixie Lee and Co.
correct.
to see your stuff. Cause I'm like, is Shelby like taking a day off? Like, why is there no
It's
content
so
here?
annoying.
Yeah. And I
Ah,
interact with it. I comment on it. I like it. Like,
I
I don't know
know.
what I need to be doing.
That's what they say that you're supposed to do is like if you comment and interact with it, then it's going to show up in your feed and then it doesn't.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So annoying. So I'm like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do to even make it better. So
I don't either.
I had like a temper tantrum over this actually this week. It's funny that we're talking about this now because I was like saying to Kyle because I saw this account who was a new like shirt account. This is a me problem and people shouldn't do this. And they're a newer like I've been doing this for almost 10 years in April, and this girl just started like this year and she has basically as many followers as me and is getting so many views on her stuff. And I'm like, good for freaking her. She's crushing it. I'm
Right.
like, what am I doing wrong?
Right. And like, are you able to figure that out at all? Like, is she using a personal account to do business,
See,
for
right. I don't
example?
know. Maybe. I don't really know. I mean, her content's great and she's doing
Yeah.
she's doing really great content. So I mean, I think that helps. But there's
Yeah.
some posts that I've made on Pixie where I'm like, this is good content and it
Right.
doesn't get anything. So I'm like, I don't know, whatever.
Very interesting. And
Yeah.
like,
And
totally, I support you in the being I mean, don't be discouraged. Continue the fight. But like,
I'm more like
it's frustrating.
you can sit there and be discouraged. I'm more saying don't judge yourself, don't compare yourself to others. And
Yeah.
I am like a preacher of that. And then the other night I did that and Kyle was like, you need to remember that people wish that they had what you had. I'm like,
Yep.
you're right.
Yep. Go,
But
Kyle.
still, where are all the people? Come like my stuff, please.
Right. Yeah,
I'm
I feel you.
so grateful that I have a decently big Facebook group and an email list
Yeah.
and like the text messages because without that, I just don't know if my stuff would even be in front of people because Instagram really just sucks.
Yeah. Well, but again, props to you for being like a very savvy businesswoman and knowing and working hard enough to do all those things because it's not, you don't just like post to Instagram and then have it like text people, go to the group and comment, send an email. Like you have to do all of that separately and like see what works.
I just wish I was growing to get more people. I think that's why I'm getting discouraged because if I don't grow and see more people, then that means I have to continue to just like I can't re-release stuff and it do well because
Right.
my customers have already seen it. I have to keep coming up with new stuff, which that is what I do. I like to come up with new stuff, but sometimes it's hard.
Well, especially when you put the pressure on yourself to do it every week. Like,
yeah,
that's hard.
Yeah.
But my closing comment on this would be one thing that I remember when I was like mouse to your housing and you were pixieing and stuff. One of the things I remember that worked the best for us was like collaborating with other shops or other accounts.
Yes.
And that's like hard to do because you have to like put yourself out there. You have to hope somebody thinks you're like worthy of working with.
Mm-hmm.
You have to like make a new friend. Yeah, the whole concept of that is like a brilliant, great idea. Obviously, we became great friends, so like, it's a good idea. But you can't like you and I can't just collaborate together the rest of time and get new followers.
Yes. It's so funny that you say that because there's actually an account that I've been meaning to reach out to see if they want to do something. So maybe this is my motivation to actually do it.
You better do it.
Guess so. Anywho, How was your week?
My week was good. Some highlights for me. I went to breakfast this weekend at Ale and Compass, and the breakfast was
Ooh.
very fine, but
Wait, isn't that where we went? It's a beach club, yeah?
the yacht club.
Yacht club. We went there once though when we stayed there.
Yeah, I think so. It's been
Mm.
renovated since we went. There used to be like a breakfast room in the back, like a buffet room.
Uh-huh.
Now the buffet is like as soon as you enter on the left, and the buffet is only like continental. It's like yogurts, pastries, that's it. No like eggs, hot food.
Well, we didn't get buffet because I remember we had those like chocolate waffles or something.
They still have the chocolate waffles. One of the people in our party got them. They're like espresso, mascarpone, cheese, chocolate
Yes.
waffle,
Yeah.
super. They looked really good,
Yeah.
actually. And it was like 3 minis, not one big. So I
Yeah.
think that's fun too. I got the flatbread. It's like eggs and arugula and stuff. It was really good.
Ooh.
But other than those options, everything was like super basic. Literally, my husband got like eggs, bacon, potatoes. Somebody got French toast.
For
Like
3 times the cost because it's on Disney property.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But I am sharing this because I got to sit in a group of like the most fascinating people ever.
Mhm.
I don't want to like name names because I feel like it might be embarrassing or whatever, but we have East Coast and West Coast Imagineer friends, which like my heart and soul could never be prouder of somebody than like, I mean, like you made it.
Yeah.
Like you made it.
Yeah.
So and they can't, again, they can't tell us anything at all, and they won't. Like, even if I ask really nice, they like won't share any information that is not public. So it's not like I'm getting a super secret scoop
Right.
or anything. But and then their wives were with them, and their wives, one works East Coast Universal and one works West Coast Universal.
Oh my gosh.
So it just was like so interesting, and like the different perspectives and like the different, they could talk about like the differences in the parks. Like you have this ride, but it does this.
Yeah.
And in our park, it does that. And
Yeah.
you're building this and you're building that. And it just was like so interesting. I felt like I was at a volleyball game where I was like watching across the
Yeah.
net.
You're just like sitting there like,
yeah,
ooh.
yeah, it was so cool. And like I just get so filled with pride for these people. So it was
Yeah.
an awesome time.
Are you going to rescue him?
Sorry,
You can try to
Gael.
rock him back to sleep.
Doesn't he have like a little vibrating chair or whatever?
He has like a swing over here, but
Not
we're
enough. He like
going
wants to
through
be
it over
held.
here. We're
Yeah.
going through it.
Well, you're making it happen.
But he's only little once.
Right, exactly. You're so optimistic. I love that about you.
Try my best.
I love it.
All right. So you Ale and Compass. What else?
Yeah, the other thing I want to share about is like highly, highly, highly controversial, and I never, ever, ever, ever talk about it, but it's one of my favorite things in the entire world. So I feel like I just need to let it out. Yeah. We went to SeaWorld. We went on Monday for a full day, literally like 8+ hours.
On a holiday, and let me guess, it was like not busy.
I mean, it was a little busy, but we don't go for like the main attractions.
Right.
So this weekend actually was this event called Inside Look. And so they let you go backstage on a lot of like animal exhibits and things like that. And so you get to like speak with the keepers and
this is like your dream.
Yeah, it's my literal dream. So
Yeah.
I stood there, I talked to an orca trainer for over an hour. I just like pummeled her with questions. Why is that one doing that? Is it more motivated by fish? Can they tell the difference between this fish and that fish? How does he know it's you? Do you guys talk to each other? Are there times when she doesn't like you? Like every question I could come up with. And she like very lovingly stood there and talked to me about all of it and was very passionate about her job. And it was just unbelievable.
So cool.
Yeah, we got to meet some penguins. We got to go backstage to like a penguin exhibit, and we met like some mated pairs. So penguins mate for life with their partner, and so it was just so effing cute.
So cute
to see them together. And like on a personal note, usually the male penguins are smaller than the female penguins, so I like love that because my husband is shorter than me. So Very cute.
Oh
We got
my
to
God.
go in a shark aquarium, and the guy that talked about the sharks was literally the most passionate guy I've ever heard in my life. Like, and his job is so hard because sharks are fish, they're not like mammals. And so they're kind of dumb. And
Okay.
they only eat twice a week. So they're like not very food motivated.
What?
I know. I learned like a lot of very interesting things. But you can't, like a dog or an orca or a smart being is like, oh, food, I will do what you want or try.
Yeah.
This guy's like, I don't care, don't feed me, or like whatever. And they're not motivated by like interaction, like belly rubs or like excitement, praise.
Yeah.
So it's like pretty hard to figure out how to get a shark to do what you want it to do,
Dude,
or a fish.
really? Yeah.
But yeah, it just was like very interesting stuff. And my little like disclaimer about SeaWorld is I know about the many bad things that have happened there and about animal care and being nice to animals. I consider myself one of the biggest animal advocates I know.
Yeah.
And the only thing I can say is I think that SeaWorld has learned or is learning from their mistakes, and they're like trying their best to do better. I think I've said this before, but they like come out with a new roller coaster every year. Could you imagine if Disney came out with a new roller coaster every year?
Which is fascinating to me for SeaWorld, like as a business perspective.
Yeah.
Like they definitely, since the Netflix thing dropped, had to have seen a insane drop in attendance.
Yep.
Obviously how they make money.
Yep.
And yet there's like Plus went through a pandemic.
Right.
And somehow there's still one open, but also like building new roller coasters. Like, where are they getting this money?
I think it definitely was a situation of like pivot. And like from a business perspective, that's fascinating too, because they could just like give up and die. And some aquariums, zoological facilities, etc., that have been really plagued by like the attacks of like blackfish and things like that. It is literally, I can't even watch it. Like they just like took their orca off stage and it just like lived by itself in a back tank with no sun and no interaction and no humans and no show and no nothing.
Yeah.
That to me, and like you can't just put a whale back in the ocean.
Correct.
Like, and like let it go. I mean, there's like many millions, like multiples of millions of dollars, even to do that, to build like a sea pen and like whatever. There's a lot more to it than I think people understand. And so I think given the change in climate of like, so far they've agreed to never breed again. Obviously we have like the Marine Mammal Act, so they're never going to take mammals from the ocean again. They haven't since like the 70s. All that stuff. I think that they're trying their best to do what they can, knowing what we know now. And like, I don't even think we would know what we know now if we didn't at some point have animals in captivity. So like, now that there are robotic dolphins, should we definitely go towards the robotic dolphins? Yes. They're awesome. They do all the same things. You can't tell the difference. Like, it happened. It's cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I could speak for hours about how I feel about that. But anyway, we had a really cool time, and like my little animal loving heart learned so many new things, made so many new friends really cool. In animals and in keepers. Like I got to see beluga whales. A seal looked me directly in my soul. Like
I love seals.
They are so cute.
I always think Bruin looks like a seal.
Bruin does kind of look like a seal.
Doesn't he?
Yeah, I could see that.
Well, that is very cool. Yeah. Well, we always say that we're going to go sometime, but we really are going to go sometime.
I would love to take you anytime, especially as Brooks gets older. They have a whole
they have Sesame Street, right?
Yeah, in an effort to like get away from the animal forward situation, they built Sesame Street Land or whatever you want to call it. There's like 6 rides there.
Yeah, we gotta go.
They do a parade. They have like interactive magic wands. Like it's a whole situation. It's really cool. It's really
We'll go.
pretty. Yeah, we gotta go.
I'm in.
Okay, great. Done.
All right.
Don't at me. If you don't like SeaWorld, I'd actually love to know why, but in a nice, kind way. Not like, in a mean, you're an
I
idiot
think anybody's
way.
everybody's reason is like Blackfish.
Right.
If you
Which
like, yeah.
And like John Hargrove, former trainer there, the guy who's like the main guy in Blackfish, I think is super smart. And like, I don't think he's wrong or mean or whatever, but there's just like, we got to figure this shit out where we are now.
Yes, absolutely.
So anyway, there we go. That was my SeaWorld speech for the day.
Go to SeaWorld. Support them.
Yes.
All right. Anything else?
I will mention one other thing. Actually, I'm like a big fan of meal kits, and I will report back to you next week on the outcome of this one. But
Okay.
I don't love the waste that comes with meal kits, and I don't love the cost. I think they're expensive. But everything else I love about them.
Yeah.
So I found this one that's like not new, but new to me, and you like put your preferences in, like low calorie, keto, whatever. And then it generates a new meal plan for you every week. You say how many people, all that stuff. You pick the meals you want, and then you put in your zip code, and it will automatically generate a grocery list that uploads to like the Walmart pickup app or Instacart or yeah. So like this morning, I just like rolled over to Walmart and picked up my groceries for the week, and then you just like use the app to like read the recipe.
The recipes.
Yeah, but I also loved it because I could be like, I already have chicken in the freezer. I don't need to buy new chicken.
That's really cool.
I only like a certain brand of bacon, or I don't
What's
know,
it
whatever.
called? Or are we waiting until you find out?
It's called E-Meals.
Oh.
And I'll try to. Yeah, I think it's been around like forever, but
it's been around, but they didn't like. Well, grocery pickup wasn't around back when.
Right. They really like innovated. So
that's really cool that they can.
I'm going to try to get an affiliate code or something so that people can get like a little deal for trying it out.
Yeah.
If it's good. I want to know first if it works.
Yeah, absolutely. Test it out for us.
Yeah, I'm on it. That's all I got.
Awesome. That's all I have too. Today.
Yes.
Last week's conversation sparked this week's conversation of continuing on of what we think, if we think rides are going to exist in 20 years at Walt Disney World.
Yes.
So I say we start at like Magic Kingdom. We'll see how long this goes. And then if we need to, we'll go next week for like other parks.
Yeah. Love it.
So let's start at Magic Kingdom. We'll just like go around. You know what I mean? We'll pretend we're
I actually have a list based on opening date, which I thought would be slightly more interesting.
You are so prepared lately, and I love it.
Thank you. I'm really trying. Okay, we're gonna start with opening day attractions that have still survived to this time.
Okay, so that are still there.
Yeah, they're still there. We're not like going into.
We're not going to go back. It's gone already. Bye.
It's gone. Okay.
But
Jungle Cruise.
Hold on. We need to preface this by let's just remember, I mentioned it last week, an iconic ride that really, even now, looking back, I'm still shocked that it's gone, is the Great Movie Ride.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like, we need to remember that ride couldn't survive. An easy ride that could have been renovated to continue on literally forever, just change the dang movies.
Yes.
Is gone.
Yes.
So let's just remember that while we jump into this.
Well, I actually also pulled, but it's like a lot of information, so we can kind of skip over it. But like different reasons why attractions stay versus go, right? And like the one you're referring to is like a footprint situation, right? Like that is prime real estate at Hollywood Studios. I'm just saying. And another reason there is IP. I don't obviously know the whole story there, but like they must have been paying for the IP for every individual movie because they don't own like
You're
Gone with
right.
the Wind. They don't own
You're right.
Casablanca.
Okay.
They don't own Alien or whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know if that was an expense. I know at the end of Great Movie Ride, they were partnered with Turner Classic Movies.
And they play.
So
Yeah.
I don't know if that was like an expense or
Okay.
if those are parent companies, but like just some interesting.
No,
It's
no, no.
not just about like how cool the ride is. It's
Yeah,
also
yeah, yeah.
about, sustainability and whatever.
Right. Yeah, okay. That does make sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, Jungle Cruise is first, and all these opening day attractions were October 1st, 1971.
Jungle Cruise.
Yes. It's funny. We love it. They have updated the storyline to go with the times, right? Like
So we're saying in 20 years.
yeah.
I think it's still gonna be there. I think it can get renovated, but I think
too.
it's still gonna be there.
Me too. I think it's like a staple of that land, and I don't
Yeah.
see like Adventureland going away. And it's literally like a carved body of water. So like
that, and they literally just made a movie off of it.
Yeah.
Like very recently. So
not a very successful movie, but
no, but they tried.
Yeah, they tried. I mean, look what they did with Pirates. That's a whole other thing. Like we'll get there, but
yeah. Okay. I'm voting that it's staying.
Yeah, and it's made a lot of like changes recently. Like we got Jingle Cruise.
Yes, love Jingle Cruise.
Relatively soon.
Jingle Cruise.
Of course. All the changes with Trader Sam.
Yep. I mean, he has a whole bar named after him now. It's staying.
He has a whole bar now, but also like we got rid of the scalping situation because that's like pretty offensive now. So we're like hip with the times. We're like making progress. So
and I like it's not gonna look what it looks like now in 20 years. It's gonna get updated, but it's going to.
And Skipper's Canteen.
Correct.
There's like a restaurant about it. So like it's staying.
It's staying.
Stay.
Check.
Next is Mad Tea Party. That's a tough one, right? These are like, it's harder actually to start in the beginning because just like being an opening day attraction makes you like iconic.
Makes it stay. However, okay, because of what you said of like, it's prime real estate.
Yeah.
It's a small ride, and like where it is located, what else are you going to put there?
Right.
So unless it had something to like replace it with, I kind of think it's going to stay. I think it's going to stay.
I also have to imagine, just because of the mechanics, like it's almost like a carnival adjacent situation. Absolutely. So like the mechanics of it have to be relatively easy to maintain.
Yes.
It's not complex. It's not unique. I mean, it is all those things, but like not really.
Not right.
So yeah,
I think it's just like it's in such a random spot.
Yeah, it's like tucked in a little corner. Not a corner. I guess it's like tucked in a hallway, like what's that? Not a hallway, an outdoor hallway, a path.
It's like a gazebo.
Yeah, ours is under a roof because we get a lot of rain.
Like you can't, if they were to put something else there to like knock that down in the middle of a circled walkway, would be
right. They would just put up like a planter.
Yeah. So I think it's staying.
Good insight. I like that.
Thank you.
Okay. Here's a fun one that got some interesting commentary on our pod group. Prince Charming Regal Carousel.
Okay, that is staying.
I feel like it's staying too. Like carousels are in tandem with castles royalty.
But it was also like such a big thing with Walt.
Right.
And
tell the story. Like, what are you referring to?
Well, he like went. I know it, but like I don't. Like, well, the carousel is like something about his daughters.
Yeah, he used to like take his daughters to a park that had a carousel, and like he thought that like adults should be able to have like an adult thing that their kids they could enjoy with their kids.
Yes,
whatever. But it was really like the first imagined or realized ride. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's why I think it's staying.
Yeah, I do too.
But
Although it's got to be a lot to maintain only because each horse is so unique. It's like a lot of painting.
well, in Walt Disney World's carousel is like beautiful, but like Disneyland's carousel is
Is it not
weird.
nice?
No, it's like weird
Oh,
and isn't it?
I don't know. I actually can't remember it at all.
Maybe I'm making that up.
I've never been on it because like I've only been to Disneyland as an adult and that's like skippable for me, but
Yeah, I've never been on the carousel. I might be making skip
wow. But you think it's staying or you think it's going to leave?
at land
No, what? No, world.
at world. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I think it's staying. It's
Okay.
staying. But
So
it's
we're
also
three for
another
three,
thing.
stay.
It's also another thing of just like the Mad Tea Party. It's in the middle of
Right.
what else you can put there.
Right. And it's like a small footprint situation.
Yeah.
Okay. Dumbo, the flying elephant, which we now have two of.
Okay. This is so hard because there are like classics.
Right.
I think it's
Dumbo's not
staying.
going anywhere.
It's staying. I could see them getting rid of one of them though.
Well, so that's kind of my question, and I'd love to like talk to an Imagineer, cough cough if you're listening. Because we only had one Dumbo years ago, and then when
Yeah.
new Fantasyland was built, they built two Dumbos and like a huge indoor queue situation with like play area and stuff. They obviously, I'm sure somebody did some kind of research or analytics that said like Dumbo always has a 1 million hour wait. So like
I am because one of them is like Genie Plus only,
right,
and one is standby.
right. But like the other side of that is like, okay, let's think of rides that do literally the same thing in that park. Astro Orbiter,
I
Aladdin's Magic Carpet.
so when you brought up Dumbo, I was like, okay, Dumbo's staying, but Aladdin's going someday.
Yeah, I think Aladdin's like
And I don't
the
know what
carpets, not the character of Aladdin, just like that ride.
that ride. It's literally a copycat of Dumbo.
Except, back to your point, it does take up a very small footprint.
I know. So I don't know what
Like-
they're gonna there, but
Yeah,
Aladdin will not be here in 20 years.
yeah, I
Sorry.
tend to agree with that.
Aladdin's flying carpet will not be here in 20 years.
You're gonna get so much hate. Like Aladdin is staying.
I don't know what's going there, but he's leaving.
But you think Dumbo is staying, but maybe like one man down.
I could see, yeah, Dumbo is staying, but I could see it going back to just one. But I also want to see that little land
Storybook Circus, yeah.
storybook circus become more.
There's definitely like a lot of room for growth. I wish that Disney owned The Greatest Showman because they could just like do it up. But what would that land be? It's not a land, it's an area, but like what would it be without Dumbo? It would be Barnstormer, a meet and greet, and a train stop and a water place.
Yeah, the water thing. But now I'm thinking like, oh, that little area would be like it's gonna be so fun for Brooks. But like also then what? It's gonna be like wet in Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, I don't get that situation at all. Like the playing in the water in a theme park because like I'm sure it's fun and like I love water situations, but you got to get all the way to the back. You got to bring a change of clothes, or they don't have like dryers. Like you're wet,
No,
and you're just like committing to that situation.
So I don't know. That's where I said it last week. Like, yes, Dumbo is going to exist and it should exist, but like that area itself, is that where Toontown was?
Yes.
Like, this just doesn't make sense of why it's gone.
Actually, it might be further back than Toontown was. I feel like Toontown maybe was where like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is. It was a pretty major expansion, like in land area. So
I just like when you, I don't know, I feel like that could be a Toontown, but
yeah. And no, I
don't
know
foresee
Toontown's cool.
Yeah, and I just don't foresee like Toontown coming back to Magic Kingdom, but I just wish it would.
Me too. Me too.
Anyways, next.
Okay, hot take. It's a small world.
We briefly talked about this last week.
Right. This is kind of how it started, actually.
Okay. I don't think it's going anywhere.
No.
This one's like so hard because I don't think it's going anywhere. I don't really think you can like fully update it. Like you can't make them animatronics because then it just beats the purpose of the ride.
They are animatronics. What are you trying to say?
Okay, you're right. But I mean like new millennium 20 like
millennium. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Maybe we could speed the boats up a little faster.
Put everything on like 2x.
Yeah.
Like, get them through.
So maybe that. I mean, they have made little updates. Like, remember they did add the screens for like the goodbye, and they were supposed to like connect to your magic bands and like actually say bye to you.
Yeah. So I guess they work for some people, by the way, but
I think they did. Like, do they still? I think they did. I don't know.
I haven't been on it in a long time.
Yeah. So I think it's gonna stay. Let's turn the speed up a little bit. Let's dust it off.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll still be seeing Small World in 20 years.
I need to do some research about Small World because I don't know. I assume, but I don't know if Small World was an opening day attraction in land. But
I think it was a little bit delayed because it was part of his thing in New York.
World's Fair.
That's where It's a Small World was born for World's Fair. And then once that's done, it got moved to Disneyland.
But theirs is like so different than ours, like same concept, but it's outside. They have characters. Like that's what I was crazy IP in that ride.
But like let's add like the Disney characters. Like we've already talked about this before, but like it's not that hard to stick Moana in the Hawaii people.
Right. Well, that's what they did in California.
Yeah. But I don't understand why World isn't doing that.
I don't either. I don't know if that's why I wonder what was first and if like Worlds was first. And so people are like so attached to the nostalgia of the original that like we can't touch it. Whereas land is like more malleable. I don't know. I got to look it up. Somebody will tell us. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay. One that you and I think disagree on. Peter Pan's Flight.
Well, I've always like I don't I think it needs to be renovated, but I think it needs to be like I think it needs a reno now. You disagree.
Yeah, I do.
I also think that they need to redo the Peter Pan movie, not a live action.
Oh, like the cartoon?
Yeah, I think they should make like a new updated cartoon version. I think this a lot. Some of those old school cartoon movies. Like when Brooks is a little older, is he gonna want to sit there and watch the old Peter Pan?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. We're gonna find out, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely like a very dated animation style and whatever. But
so like,
that's
is that dating movie, but also not really? It's like a classic. Like everybody knows who Captain Hook is and Tinkerbell.
Right.
So I don't know. Do I see that leaving? Probably not. I mean, the dang ride's always over an hour wait. So
I think you're nuts. Yeah, it's not. That ride is infallible. They just updated the queue, not just, but like a couple years ago. The queue now is so magical. There's like
I agree.
Literal fiber optics in the wall. There's like everything.
Do you think the ride itself needs to be renovated in 20 years? Maybe not today, but in 20 years.
That's like hard for me because that's like comparing Peter Pan to like Frozen Ever After. I love both. I think that the advancements in technology in Frozen are pretty impressive. I also have been on that ride when they've been like blank faces. So I mean, that's just because I live here, and so I've been on it so many times that I get
Right.
many experiences. Um, but do I think it's going to need some fresh paint? Yes.
Well, duh.
But dark rides in general are like really magical to me because I think that they're so transportive. They like take you into an experience.
Yeah.
But that one specifically, like, think about being a little kid and like looking out your window on a plane for the first time and
I know.
like seeing things that are very small. And that ride has such cool details, like the cars moving in
I agree.
London and like
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think that it needs to always be like the biggest and the best and the newest and the greatest and the whatever.
Okay. Fine.
But that also makes me kind of like an old curmudgeon person that's like, leave Disney alone.
Yeah, I'm
So
just saying in like 20 years, we're probably going to have self-driving cars.
true, but like we're not going to have flying cars.
I mean, you never know.
I mean, you never know, right? I know that ride to me, the wait time alone speaks for itself.
I
But
said that. I said that.
it's also like longer. I think that that's cool and something that we really miss in current
What?
attractions. It's not like super fast,
You think
like
Peter Pan
quick.
is a long ride?
Compared to like Mine Train, yes.
It's still pretty short though for that long of a wait.
You think? I don't
Yeah.
know. I enjoy every second, so
Okay. Fine.
yeah, Peter Pan is staying for me.
Okay.
Haunted Mansion.
That's staying. That's easy.
Yeah, it's staying. They've made a
It's
version of a Haunted Mansion in every park.
it's
Like,
and it's back own little area. Like there, it's staying. I don't
yeah.
even know if it'll be updated, to be honest with you.
I hope it's not. I mean, it's weird how time and memory works, but I know they did updates like right when we moved here and they added like footprints on steps and stuff.
Sure, they can
And
do
now
like
I can't
those.
remember what it was like before that.
Yeah, so I think like those small updates maybe, but nothing
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, no.
And we got the Hatbox Ghost.
Right. So like small little updates will come, but like you're still going to be in a doom buggy. You're still like nothing
Yeah.
like crazy.
I think it also is the original Omnimover system, if I am remembering that correctly. I need like an adult to come on here and fact check me, but
And there's no holographics. It's like the coolest part.
yeah, Pepper's Ghost all the way.
So freaking cool.
Yeah. Also, you and I both are like thinking about it, but not saying it. Go on the Keys to the Kingdom tour. If you're lucky and they pick that ride, you get to go like underground and see the ride in operation. It's nuts.
Work. It's so cool.
Yeah. Well worth it. Okay. This is gonna be our last opening day attraction and probably the most controversial in terms of stay or go. Hall of Presidents.
Bye.
Right. I'm like, get rid of it. We don't need it.
Does anybody ride it now?
Right. Ride it. Nap in
Sit
it,
there.
maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I think that it's like a cool idea, a good
Sure.
use of animatronics. There's a lot of like historical artifacts in the lobby. I think that's neat. But I mean, the other side of that though is it's in what's that area called?
Oh,
Not
Liberty Square.
Yeah, Liberty Square. What else is part of Liberty Square? The boat? Like,
Okay, well, we can like rebrand Liberty Square, even though that tree is like really important for something.
that tree
But
is really important. Good memory.
thanks. Just no.
So you just
No.
want it to be like a Christmas store, a waffle store, Haunted
That's
Mansion, Columbia Harbor House,
yeah.
Diamond Horseshoe.
I don't know what they're gonna put in there, but it doesn't need to be the president's.
Yeah, okay. I tend to agree with you. It's very like Madame Tussauds vibes for me. Like,
Well, also like we have the president's also in Epcot.
right. Also, we have the presidents in Epcot. That's a great point.
So
Yeah, I also don't know anybody, like not one person who is like a Hall of Presidents stan. I mean, there are people
I
who are
want
like
to
living with
know.
the lamb stands. but like,
Well, that's me. I
me
want to
too.
know, let us know in the Facebook group, like, do you like, is this like like you have to ride this on your trips? Like, when was the last time you rode this? Because, or sorry, you don't even ride it. When was
Right,
the last time
no,
you sat through this? Like, did you only do it because you needed an AC break? Like,
right,
someone tell me why that ride still exists.
right, right.
It's
Yeah,
not a
I
ride,
agree.
fraction.
It's a show.
Okay, well,
An attraction. That's even better. But
just no.
I agree, especially like not that they're going to put Hamilton in there or something, but like we have much more interesting ways to tell history now.
Yes,
So why bore the people? I don't
gotta go,
know.
gotta go.
Yeah.
Like within the next 2 years, not 20.
Yeah. You think?
It's not going to, but I
Yeah. I, yeah.
would.
I need to start paying more attention too to like if there's a wait.
There's no chance.
I don't feel like it's ever like zero though.
I don't. Is there? Is it like a walk in or is it time slots?
I think it's time slots. Oh, you're
So
right. Okay. So I guess there wouldn't be a wait time. It would be like,
you
yeah, you're right. You're right.
you go in for the 12 o'clock show.
Yeah.
Okay, no.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
All right, next.
Okay, well, I do need to ask you, as the mother of a child, we are getting out of opening day attractions and into other ones. Do you need to
Mhm.
stop and see your baby?
No,
Or
we'll make these ones quick.
okay, great. Space Mountain.
I was thinking about this one before we came on.
Yeah.
I think it will always be Space Mountain, but I think it's going to get a full blown gut job and be something like epic.
Yeah, I could see the same for like Matterhorn, like the same situation because
Correct.
it's so iconic and the structure is so iconic that like
Yeah,
they wouldn't take that building out.
that's what I mean. So I think it's going to be like this epic roller coaster. It's just not going to be what we know it now.
Yeah, I could
Find out.
follow that. I could follow that. Okay. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
I think that's staying. I think it also it's probably going to get a little update, but I think it's staying.
Same. I think it's iconic. I think it's like very American.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, also, aren't they
Fits the
like
area.
yeah, fits the area? Aren't they like adding Big Thunder something over there also? Isn't there some kind of like Big Thunder update happening? Like
Oh,
a
there
Big
was
Thunder
like talks of
restaurant or
it,
something?
but I think that was one of those things that's like in talks, like it's not official.
Oh, Blue Sky.
Oh my God.
Wow. I don't know how you did that. That was awesome.
Oh, there they go again.
Wow. I love it. I hope everyone's watching us on live. Okay, another mountain, Splash Mountain.
Well, it's already gone.
Well, it is gone, but it's okay, Princess and the Frog.
Uh,
Did you ever think Splash Mountain would be removed?
See, but to me, like, yes, it's removed, but it's like still there. They're just like rebranding it.
I mean, you could say that about Maelstrom too, but like they're not even remotely the same.
You're right.
The only thing that's the same is like a singular puffin
You're right.
and the track.
Hard to say that if I knew that, like, if I thought Space Mountain was gonna go or Splash Mountain was gonna go anywhere now, because like I know that it went.
Right, right. It's such an interesting thought exercise for me because I mean, I could have told you, regardless of like the racism and the obviously offensive parts of that ride.
Yeah,
Like I don't know a lot of, I mean, there are people out there, but like I don't know a lot of people who are like Breer Rabbit stands. People who are
yeah.
like love that IP, watch the film all the time, like
It's yeah,
it's their favorite character. I don't I don't know a lot of people like that.
yeah.
So
Me either. So I don't. I guess I could never see it like. Well, it's hard to say now because we already know what's going to happen.
right.
But like, I do think it makes the most sense to not get rid of it and just rebrand it. I think that's like great.
Totally.
I'm
Yes.
glad it's still going to exist in its
Me too.
own. Yeah, you know what I mean?
And I think like Tiana deserved some attention. I still don't know why nobody is renovating the stupid riverboat into like a Tiana situation because that seems like an easy upgrade.
That would be great.
But we're doing it over at Splash. It seems like it's going to be amazing.
How cool would like the riverboat be if you made it like a little restaurant?
Yes.
That would be so cool.
Yes. And like I don't know enough about logistics to understand how that would work, but like I feel like that's very doable.
I would think, but who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'll phone a friend.
Okay, great.
Splash though, yeah, interesting. But it's also kind of interesting that they're also retheming. Aren't we getting Tiana's restaurant? I know
I believe
Land
so.
got it, but we're getting it too. Isn't it going to be Pecos Bills?
Oh, yeah, I guess that would make sense. Yeah. But then they need to like make that all like a New Orleans like square, just like Disneyland. But that could happen. We should look up more before
we need to know what we're talking about. Yeah. We don't know what we're talking about, but we're very excited. Okay. Aladdin's magic carpets.
We already decided that's gone.
It's going. We're into the 2000s, by the way. Okay. This is the first 2001. The next one, which I didn't realize was old. Oh, I see. They've like dated. I see what's happening. PhilharMagic. It's like very iconic 2000s. So
they just like made the update to it. I think it's gonna stay, but I think they're gonna like slowly cut out movies and add others.
Yeah, it's one that it's like great movie ride where it could be easily, like in our opinion, upgraded and changed and like.
That's what I think. I mean, what they added Coco and did they only add Coco?
I haven't done it in so long.
Yeah, so I see it like they're gonna cut movies and then add others.
Yeah, I think so too. And there's like that theater is interactive. There's like the smells and the water and stuff. So I feel like that's cool and easily like re-computerized to affect like to have effects. Yeah,
because we know anything. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that could stay. I also don't remember what was there.
I have no idea. Another spot where it's like they would have to make something that would fit right in that area. You can't expand it.
Right.
That building or anything.
Small footprint.
Yeah.
Very interesting. And I don't know why it's on this list because it doesn't exist right now, but Stitch's Great Escape.
Obviously that needed to go. It was like the worst ride in the history of ever. But
Agreed.
The only thing that I have to say on this is that I just find it odd that it's still an empty building.
Me too. That's why I even brought it up. Is like and it's a valuable piece of real estate. It's like one of the first rides you come across.
Yeah.
And it's nothing.
Empty. Weird.
Yeah.
Like stroller right now.
Yeah, it's stroller parking. I would love to know also like what changed because it used to be Alien Encounter. And I think that the ride system stayed the same, but also I think it might be a new ride system. So I really have no idea. But like, did they invest really heavily in it and then it flopped?
I have no idea. Yeah.
And why not just like leave it open?
Yeah, if it wasn't going to become anything.
Yeah. Like I understand it was terrible and scary and awful, but like
it literally was
something to do.
But maybe it was like had that bad of like reaction that they were like, we got to stop it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Not good.
Okay, next, the Laugh Floor.
You know I love Laugh Floor. I love it.
But
I don't think it will exist in 20 years, no.
Yeah, I kind of don't either. But I think that the concept of cartoonized interactive audience participation show might still exist. But yeah, maybe, I agree with you.
But I think in 20 years, we're going to have some like new technology that's going to be even cooler.
Or like new IP. I mean, not that Monsters Inc. isn't great, but because I actually love
20 years,
Inc.,
it's going to be old.
It's going to be old. Well, so is everything else.
Right.
But that show is very, I don't know if I would say basic, but like.
Yeah. I mean,
it's hilarious. Everybody should go. Yeah. We love it. It's a different show every time. So that's pretty cool. Okay. The Barnstormer. That's
I could see,
another, you could see it going.
yeah,
I assume that was like a prefab track situation that they just like
yeah,
purchased. I don't think
yeah,
anybody like imagineered that.
me either.
Um, but again, if you're saying we could cut down to one Dumbo, we could get rid of the barnstormer, like what are we putting back there? Additional water squirters?
They're gonna make it's gonna be a new land by then.
That I could see. I could totally see that becoming a new land.
But
Like
like Dumbo's still there.
one Dumbo, one bow.
One Dumbo, and maybe his queue,
Yeah.
and yeah, the rest is gonna be something else.
I also would love to know the traffic that the meet and greet back there gets because it's like heavy hitter characters. It's like Minnie, Daisy,
Yeah, but it's like
Goofy, Donald.
if you are new to the parks, you probably don't know how to get there.
Yeah. And like it's inside, which is nice. It's covered, but they're like not in their traditional outfits. So I don't know if
Right.
that's like a turnoff for people.
So I don't know.
It's not like related to a storyline that we know. It's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
yeah, I don't, a very interesting land. I would love to go into depth about. One of my faves, Under the Sea, Journey of the Little Mermaid.
Hmm. I kind of think that's gonna stay.
I tend to think it's going to stay as well, except I do find it to be pretty similar to the Nemo ride over in Epcot.
Well, I could see we'll get to other parks later on, but I think Nemo will go away.
Wrong. It's like attached to the tanks.
Yeah, you're right.
I like what else? What are you going to put there? What's more fitting than a fish movie?
You're right. Okay, I don't know.
Whereas like the Little Mermaid, Little Mermaid's my favorite ride, my favorite character, my
I
favorite
am
situation, but like
I feel like The Little Mermaid is like such a classic movie. It's almost like Peter Pan,
yeah,
today's generation. That's where I just kind of feel like it's gonna stay.
from like a data perspective, I wonder though, because it is an omnimover, so it can fit people through really quickly, but
Yeah.
the ride almost never has a long line. Sometimes.
I know it was
But
just
like there's never really you could usually like pretty much walk onto that ride.
yes. And if you
And I don't
can't, that's like a rough day in the park.
right. And I don't know if that's like because the ride is so efficient, because there are
Right.
like so many vehicles that they can just like churn
Well, it's the
people
same thing
through.
with Nemo.
Right. So I don't know. That one I really hard to say. There's also like a lot of exterior landscaping, hardscaping. I mean, there's like a
Right.
castle, there's
That's what I was
water.
just thinking. There's the ship.
Yeah. And the aerial meet and greet is pretty iconic.
I agree.
And so I don't foresee you like not being able to meet Ariel.
Right.
So I don't know.
So therefore, you gotta keep it.
Yeah, I think we're keeping it. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
It's staying because they like put it in the middle of the park.
Yeah, it is like the beacon for that land.
Yeah, it's staying.
I think it's staying. I think it's like pretty unique too in an Imagineering perspective. The carts like swing and
I
it
agree
goes
with that.
inside and
I think,
outside.
like, I just hope the line starts to get shorter because I just can't get over how long the line is for a 60-second roller coaster.
Same.
That's
I haven't ridden it in probably, I don't know, 6 years.
Probably me either. Yeah.
And I love it. I love every minute. It's my favorite speed of roller coaster. Like for babies.
But it's too long of a line for me.
Too long of a line.
But it is, so we have plenty of more years to ride it.
Yes, agree. And it's from 2014. That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay. These ones are in an interesting order, but they've been like updated, I guess. Tomorrowland Speedway. That's also an opening day attraction, but underwent some changes.
I think that's gonna go.
That's a big footprint.
To put a lot of other cool stuff.
Right. That's
in
what
20 years, those cars are not going to be as cool.
And they're on the edge of the park, that side. So
Yeah.
like there's a road there, I guess. So what are you gonna do? But
And there's
there's
never
like
a wait. So like
there's
there
always a wait. What do you mean there's never a wait?
it's like a short wait.
It's not like you're right. It's never like an hour, but it is.
No,
It's usually like at least 30 minutes.
maybe.
That's like a cutoff for me. That's too long.
There it no, it's going away.
I think it's going away too. I think it's like a pretty iconic attraction, but at the same time,
It's
just like you were talking about Peter Pan becoming like too old for Brooks. I
right.
think they're like not going to be impressed by
No,
these like shitty gas powered cars. And
exactly.
we're probably going to learn that we're like being murdered by the fumes of the cars and the whole thing.
Next.
Okay. Astro Orbiter.
I think that's leaving too.
Yeah, but like why?
Yeah, I guess it's not really taking up much space.
It takes up no space. I guess maybe I don't know a lot about accessibility, but like I think you have to take an elevator to get on that ride. It's one of the only rides I've never ridden. You have to take an elevator. Yeah. So like I don't know if that's going to be acceptable in the future. And has like freaking 8 cars on it or something. Like
yeah.
Low capacity. Just like with People Mover, which is not on this list.
That's staying.
The People Mover's gotta stay. But I would have said that about like those gondola cars in the past.
That and like didn't Disney have a version of People Mover and it left?
Yeah, I think so.
Makes me a little but
yeah, it's like such a good concept for people of all ages.
Really the space that takes up is all in the sky. So like
right. No. I don't know, but we'll see.
I guess.
But I think a big problem for that one too is like the queue, because the queue is literally now, especially I'm wearing my People Mover shirt.
Now that people know that it's awesome, people actually want to ride it.
Yeah, they like didn't plan for demand, and now the queue is like out of hand. Like literally, they don't have anywhere to like set up a queue.
Agreed.
So I think that's interesting, but we'll see. And then the last one on my list is Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin.
Let's go.
Why didn't we talk about pirates? Hello, what is wrong with this list?
And Carousel of Progress.
Gross.
Buzz Lightyear's leaving.
I don't know. I mean, it's like pretty dated. You're right. And you're right. I'm on board. We have Toy Story Midway Mania.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're literally, they have 2 rides that are kind of the same concept for the same movie, except for Toy Story Mania is so much more accurate and up to date and fun than Buzz. Like,
and there's a land. Like we have a Toy Story land now.
Right.
Yeah, that's I accept your perspective. Yeah.
I think that's leaving us sooner than we think.
That could be. I could see that.
Yeah.
And we could take it. It could go.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like if you want to ride a ride that's like that, go ride Toy Story Mania.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick. Thoughts on Pirates, real quick.
But we need to quickly cover Pirates. Pirates is my favorite ride, maybe in all of every park ever. It's totally staying.
Like they literally had to make it go underground to go under the train tracks to fit it in the park. It is staying. Yeah,
I can't think of any reason for it to go unless like pirates become offensive in the future or something. But like I don't. How could that ride go away? No, it's staying. Yeah. There's literally no question to me that it's staying. And the other one that wasn't mentioned is Carousel of Progress. Yeah. I think that's going. You think it's going? Yeah. I feel like we could go put it at land. Sure. Like they have a land problem. Like you're saying, like imagine the footprint there. You can keep going back. Yeah. I also think Carousel of Progress could perhaps be a better fit maybe in like Epcot. Agreed. It's interesting. It's a cool little piece of history. Uh,
Yeah, it's not going to be interesting in 20 years.
no, it already, I mean, I don't know. I think I personally find it
Actually,
kind of
it might be
interesting to
more
see,
interesting in 20
right,
years.
like a time capsule. That's what I kind of like about it is to in the last scene to see like what they predicted for technology and what we
Yeah,
have. Like now you can use your robot person, who I'm not going to say her name because she will make an announcement, or
right.
your Google person.
Yeah.
A lot of people have smart appliances,
It's
stoves, microwaves, whatever.
okay, yeah, we can just circle back this whole episode. We started talking about how my kid gets formula out of a machine
Yeah.
in 3 seconds. Like, yeah.
Yeah. So, and
But
like that ride also showcased what's the like the Oculus, what's that called?
oh
Um uh virtual reality. Like when the
oh
grandma
yeah,
wears like the
yeah.
headset and what is that called?
Where's
Virtual
AJ?
reality? I know. AJ, we need help.
It is,
Um
yeah, it is like a virtual reality thing, but I thought they have like a name.
they do. I'm
I
really
think you were
blanking.
right, Oculus or whatever.
Well, Oculus is a thing, but that's like the Oculus is like a brand.
Yeah,
It's called like some
virtual
sort of
reality.
virtual, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. I gotta Google it.
So is it staying or leaving or moving?
I don't know. What do you think?
It can move. It can
Yeah,
move.
I feel like it could move. Yeah, it's virtual reality. Virtual reality. Okay, I feel better.
It can relocate somewhere else. I don't know where.
Yeah, I mean, they could make like a Disney history hotel, and like
And
that would be cool.
that's where Hall of Presidents can live and
Right. Like your kid
Marathon
needs nap
Progress.
time. Here you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh man. All right. Too good.
I don't think now that that list skipped pirates, I'm concerned that we missed other attractions, but I feel
They'll
like for
let
the
us
most
know if we
part,
do.
yeah. And let us know what you think, what your opinions are. It kind of dangerously sounded like maybe 90% of the list was a keep.
I know.
So that's dicey.
Yeah. I'm curious to hear other people's opinions. So definitely let us know in the Facebook group. And if this is like an interesting conversation to you that we should follow up on the next parks. I actually feel
Yeah.
like the other parks will have more opinions on of like leaving, where Magic Kingdom is so like they were like there when like opening day, it
Yeah.
makes it hard to say that it's gonna leave. Where
Yeah.
other parks, even if they were there on the opening day of those parks, I could see them leaving.
Agree. Agree.
So I think it
I
will
see what
actually
you're
have a
saying.
little bit more like hot takes on those other parks.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too.
But
And I'd also, again, I'd love to know, like, because it makes a difference to me if we knew, like, the footprint of Walt Disney World and how much of that land was available for future development. Like, if we
yeah,
could get a fifth gate, for
right.
example, because I don't care if all that stuff stays at Magic Kingdom if we get, like, a new park,
Agreed. Yeah.
but do we have room for that? I don't know.
I
Maybe
don't
not.
right.
So,
Anyway. All right. Well, perfect timing because Brooks just started crying again and Kyle is now at work. So
oh, geez. Well, have fun being a mom.
I love it.
You got this. It's Magical Moms Club week.
It is.
So channel your magical inner magical mom.
Thanks. These
And
conversations just like make me so excited though to go
with
with.
Brooks, you mean?
Yeah, it's gonna be so awesome.
Yeah. Yes.
Can't wait.
It's gonna be amazing. Disney
Yeah,
with kids is so cool.
it's gonna be like a whole new level of magic.
Yeah. And because you come so often, I think that each time you come will be like a different level. Because you're gonna have
Yeah,
to go through like we can't go on very many attractions and like
right.
is he scared of dark rides to
Yeah.
like oh I can finally ride the Barnstormer to like
And like
now I can
to
ride everything. What's my
he'll be
favorite?
telling us like what he wants to ride. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you have a lot of really cool trips in the near
Could
future.
be. Gonna be awesome. Gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll chat next week. Oh,
I keep forgetting to do this, but we got to do it. If you want to hang out with us outside of Mondays,
yes.
we are mostly hanging out on the Instagrammies. You can find Shelby at B Shelby Lee.
Or
That's her
Pixie Lee and Co.
purse.
because we bitched about that before.
Or Pixie Lee and Co. She makes really cool stuff. I'm Galinda Ariel, like the Good Witch and the Mermaid together as one. I'm also on TikTok. Shelby's there too, but like not really.
Not really.
Where else? Our Facebook group is
In our Facebook
poppin'.
group.
Yeah,
we
it's
talk-
Living Magically Podcast.
Yes, and we will accept your invite.
Yeah, and like always something cool happening there. Like just this week, somebody was saying like, I'm going to Disneyland for the first time and I'm excited but nervous, whatever. And like a million people chimed in. This is what you got to do. This is how can I help you? I live here. Like just
the Facebook group is like the best part of the podcast. It's our own little community.
I agree. Lots of cool people.
Fun. Real fun.
So just wanted to share that because we would like to hang out with you all week long.
Yes, please.
Okay.
All right.
Good luck with the baby.
Thanks.
And have a good rest of your week.
You as well.
Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Bye.